Did you know you were moving? On December 18, 2008, the Empire State Development Corporation, a New York State agency, approved the Columbia University Education Mixed-Use Development Program, with the full knowledge that the acquisition of 200,000 square feet of land per year, totaling 5 to 6 million square feet over the proposed 25 years, would cause West Harlem and Washington Heights to vanish, like Seneca Village and San Juan Hill. Approval by the Empire State Development Corporation enables access to eminent domain, which is essential to acquiring 200,000 square feet of land per year from uptown communities. This enables the university to confiscate land from private owners. Eminent domain will ensure the disappearance of West Harlem and Washington Heights. This will occur unless our residents, religious leaders, and community institutions unite behind our elected officials to encourage Governor Hochul to rescind the Columbia University Education Mixed-Use Development Program. More troubling, hidden deep within the Education Mixed-Use Plan, on page S36 within the section Indirect Residential Displacement, it basically states if university-owned housing is not available, students will seek housing within uptown neighborhoods. The influx of wealthy students will increase land values, causing rents to soar, leading to displacement of local residents. Now they are using eminent domain as a weapon to confiscate land from local entrepreneurs like the Cotton Club to provide promenade space for their students and faculty members. This blatant disregard for the Harlem community is sickening. The next phase of acquisition is to connect the West Harlem campus with Columbia Presbyterian at 162nd Street, part of the 200,000 square feet of land expansion plan without protection for the uptown residents. The pathway of Columbia's intended connection is through Broadway. The interior blocks are fully occupied. However, many of the frontage blocks are underutilized, leaving them exposed. Along this stretch, there are approximately 2,250 apartments with an estimated 6,052 residents. There are about 444 retail stores with an average of 20 workers, equaling about 11,000 workers between 132nd and 162nd Street. To accommodate the work of Columbia University, the area from 125th to 155th Street was rezoned, with the expectation of extending the rezoning further north. Rezoning increased the height on the block of 125th Street and the four corners of 145th Street and Broadway, allowing developers to build as high as 40 stories. The interior blocks were increased from an average of 6 stories to 14 stories. This has been done without any community protection. The objective of the Columbia Education Mixed-Use Program is the repopulation of West Harlem and Washington Heights, leading into the Inwood section, including residents, institutions, businesses, and elected officials, replacing this area with the people and politicians that support the positions of the university. To briefly summarize, the following are some of Columbia's abuses. They used tax exemption to purchase and hoard properties to keep residents of color from moving near the university. They used eminent domain to confiscate properties, utilized students to gentrify neighborhoods, rezoned to build sky-high buildings, and proposed the use of empowerment zone funds to displace residents. We are the workforce that protects your property, cleans your streets, takes care of your sick, entertains, works behind your counters, and we are owed a workforce housing fund. Columbia's debt started in 1945 and their payment is overdue. Former State Senator Bill Perkins must be commended for submitting a document to stand up to Columbia University. And now, the current board must do the same. Columbia's Board of Trustees, including David Greenwald, Claire Shipman, and 21 other members, may not have been there during this period of expansion, but they should stop the abuses by the university. It is simply not right to use your wealth to bully working-class people of color. The board members can make this right by reconsidering their expansion plan with the help of Governor Hochul. The governor also needs to implement the following asks to save Harlem and Washington Heights. Rescind the Columbia University Education Mixed-Use Development Plan. Prioritize the development of Harlem on the Hudson and the Dyckman waterfront, in addition to persuading Columbia University to include the Fairway properties in the plan. Redevelop the Lincoln Correctional Facility as affordable workforce housing. Reactivate an Uptown Development Agency. The community needs to get behind our elected officials to put these asks into actionable legislation that can be supported to save Uptown.